Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. My name is Bella Ralston. I am also known as Mommy Lay on the internet. Wednesday is always my favorite day because we get to do an hour of fun, of learning and playing here with Michael Stores in Faber-Castell, USA. And today is extra special because we're going to be doing some kawaii doodling. All right. And so, are you guys ready? I'm super excited. Hello to everybody. Who's always here every Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for being here. And if you are new here, hello, and welcome. And if you're watching this on YouTube on a replay, we hope that you can join us live because it's always fun. We can do a bit more talking, engagement in the chat. And speaking of chat, I am going to pull out our chat here, pull it up to say hello to everybody. I am broadcasting live from Texas. So I saw that we have a lot of neighbors in here. So hello, everybody. I hope that the weather is doing much better because it's been really cold. So even here in Texas, believe it or not, it was cold for the last couple of days. So, but now it's just perfect and beautiful. I love rainy days. So I hope you're well. I hope you're healthy. And I hope that you're excited because I am. So in front of me, I believe that when I did this class, I shared the Faber-Castell sketch markers, which are alcohol markers. Let me see if I have it here. Okay, so these are the sketch markers. These are alcohol markers, but these aren't available at Michael's yet. So if you don't have it, it's okay. What's the type of doodling that we're going to be doing today? Actually, whatever marker you have is going to be okay. If you have colored pencils, if you have watercolors, it's going to be good. So whatever medium that you would like to use to color in your doodles, then that's good. But these are the Goldfaber sketch markers. These are alcohol markers. The reason why these are extra special because of the way they look, the way they blend in the paper. So it's just super fun to use. It's another medium that I really do enjoy using. And it takes a lot of practice also to really get better with alcohol markers. And so we're going to learn more about them. But again, whatever marker you have, use that, okay? I also pulled up some of my favorite Goldfaber Aqua, which is this is a water-based dye inks. They are not particularly watercolors because watercolors, we have that with the Albrecht Dürer watercolor markers. These are water-based ink, but they are water soluble. So that means that you can blend it, kind of use it like watercolor. So you can blend it with water, or you can also blend it without the water because the inks, they blend so beautifully. So again, I'm just showing you different types of markers just in case. And my favorite, I was just talking about this on my Instagram. If you are not following me on Instagram yet, I hope you do. It's at Mommy. I do a lot of different, videos about lettering, about art, and about any creative projects that I have. So I'm always sharing there. My favorite is the Faber-Castell PITT artist pens. These are my favorite markers of all time. Look how beautiful they are. I just love seeing it on my desk like this because every time I look at it, all the colors are like, it makes me so happy. So these are water-based India ink. So I showed you three different, right? We started with the alcohol markers and then the water-based dye inks. Now these PITT artist pens, these are water-based India ink. I really love the India inks because they don't have smell. The alcohol markers tend to have a little bit of an odor, and you get used to it after a while, but it's not really bad, but it's there, you can smell it. But the India inks, they don't have any smell at all. They blend with water, but it's tricky because they're meant to be waterproof. So you have to work a little bit faster if you want to start using it with water. But the way I use the PITT artist pens is not with water because I use the markers, the Goldfaber Aqua for that. But these are amazing. They don't bleed in any type of journals I have used. My favorite. All right. So now that I have shared all of that, we can start with a doodle. Now, what is kawaii? Kawaii means cute in Japanese. So kawaii doodles. Now, what is doodles? Now, doodling, I have been doodling for a very, very long time. I love doing it when I'm in class. And kids that are watching here today, I've actually, science says that explained it, that honestly, now that us grown-ups, older people, um, even when we're attending meetings and all that, or when we're trying to absorb some information, doodling actually helps. Like if we're talking right now, when you're just doodling, your brain receives that information and retains that information much longer. So believe it or not, there's a science behind the magic of doodle. Now, I love doodling because um, it makes me happy. So I doodle in my journals and my planners and my sketchbooks. And when it comes to doodling, they said actually it is an art process where the process itself is more important than the result or the final outcome of your drawing. So when we're doodling, I usually just use my marker straight on and just kind of doodle. I don't sketch and I don't pre-plan. Only you have an idea of what you want to draw. But then when you start using pencil first and then you use your marker, that's more like an art of drawing. You're actually drawing, you're preparing it, right? So sketching and then putting markers on and then colors. So, but when you're doodling, you usually just use either a pencil, a pen. That will work. What is your favorite tips? If you want a finer tip, if you want a brush tip, then you choose your favorite colors. That's it. You need one pen and you can doodle and have fun. All right, so that's what we're going to do. But before that, I want us to do a little bit of exercises, if you don't mind. Because when it comes to doodling, it's all about your brain and your hand coordination. So sometimes, or most of the time, when I don't practice for a while, and then I try to doodle, the result is not so appealing because with art or whatever it is that you're doing in life, with practice and constant practice and redundance, constantly doing something over and over again, then you get better at it. So when you stop for a little bit, whether it's singing, whether it's playing your instruments, you kind of have to start practicing again. So with our favorite athletes. They always warm up, right? So when you're doodling, we have to do a little bit of warm up too when we're doing art. So a little bit of like stretch your fingers, your hands like this. So just kind of like, all right, just exercise a little bit. I am older, so I get tired very quickly. Uh, so my hands get a little stiff, my wrist. So to avoid that, you kind of just like warm it up, warm up, warm up. So when you do that, a little bit of stretching, now it's time to do a little bit of exercises. Now, simple exercises, really, I'm going to use a different marker just so you can see it much better. What I want us to do is start with some ovals or some circle shapes. Now, I have noticed that when I'm trying to do a larger shape circle, especially circles, I hold my marker a bit in the middle and not so close to the tip of my pen because I feel like when I'm holding my pen closer to the tip, my wrist is constricted with a very, very small movement. Now, if I hold it a little bit in the middle part and I try to draw, then I can move my hand instead of just my wrist being like this, then I can draw just smaller. So I can only do smaller movement, but I hold it in the middle, then I can move my whole hand. Okay, so I want us to try small, medium, large, oval, skinny, bigger, wider, but just circles. Let's just draw circles for now. You can overlap them like this and do a little different. So ovals like this, stretch them wide, make it skinny oval like that. After some circles, I want us to do kind of like cross hatching. So lines and then diagonal lines, straight lines. So horizontal, vertical lines, just like this. So this way you can practice making straight lines, but I don't think it will ever be straight, but I think as straight as you can be. But what's happening here is when we're doing exercises, what's happening is that we're training our hand and our brain to be coordinated. It's kind of like sometimes when I tell my hand to do something and it's like it doesn't send the signal to my brain that this is exactly what I'm going to do, or it's the opposite. My brain tells my hand to do something and my hand doesn't want to listen. So it's kind of like, oh, that's not really what I wanted to do. So we're like warming up, we're training it. So we're working out. So short broken lines like this, these are good to practice also. Like this, horizontal, vertical. So just broken lines. I love doing that. And then after that, we can do a little bit of wiggly lines or jiggly lines, kind of like dancing lines. So like this. This way you can control the amount of curve you're giving your lines. I'm going to go zoom it in just a little bit. Yes. And so we can do it horizontal also like this. I'm going to make it mine a bit smaller. But this way you will find yourself to have a much better control when it comes to your lines. When you start drawing and doodling, you're going to have a much better control whether to make your strokes smaller, shorter, longer, bigger, wider, but then your brain is already coordinated in your hands. So you're like, oh, my hands are actually doing what my hand is saying. We can also try and practice now drawing some rectangles. So remember the lines that we practiced earlier? Then we can start practicing those lines to create some shapes. So remember that everything that you're drawing starts stroke, and those strokes are like the broken lines. We turn it into one straight line, right? So all the scallop like this, these are just like half circles, right? So when we practice every stroke, we are going to realize that each shape actually begins with just small strokes. So the rectangle, those are just four lines connected, right? So the circle, there's no end, there's no beginning and there's no end. That's what they say. So, but you just start there and then you end there where you started. That's the circle. So you have start in one point and then you go turn around and you finished where you started. So that's my circle.
Hey Lay, what sketchbook are you using?
This sketchbook is actually my sketchbook. So it is something that I have developed and created, but it's not available yet. But any sketchbook will work, honestly. So, but I created this one. I'm trying to finish it. Hopefully, we'll release it very soon. I love it because the way it works is that I can take up my paper and then flip it like this, and then there's no spiral bound in the middle that sometimes it's really distracting. So but I really love this one. Okay, so now we have that. Now all these shapes and all these doodles that we created, you can actually fill out a sketchbook like this, if you want to just practice really your drawing inside your shapes. Then you can start adding some patterns inside that, maybe like small dashed lines like this. These are some great exercises that you can do in your sketchbook, honestly, and you can do it over and over. This one here, this just one pattern right here, I can turn this into a character, believe it or not. Now we have an orange character, right? So I add that little thing on top and I add some leaves. Look at this curved line, another curved line to create the leaf. And then another line is like this. So when you understand, when you when you start to understand that everything starts with a simple stroke, and then that stroke is going to turn into a shape, and all these shapes we can turn it into fun, cute characters. Then the more you're going to enjoy starting exercises like this. It's not going to get boring, because I understand it can get a little boring when it's like redundancy and you're just doing it over and over. But trust me, don't skip it. Next time you want to doodle, start with your exercise first. All right. So now the thing with kawaii doodling is that it's the same as doodling. Kawaii just means cute. And we have created a class before explaining about this one. There's different types of doodling and different types of art. There's like realistic art, pointillism, there's abstract. Now, art is very subjective. It doesn't mean that we're drawing cartoons, we're not as great as the people that are doing, the realistic painting. Art is just subjective. It just means that this is what we enjoy more. Some people love looking at abstracts like dots and really examining it and saying, what are the three dots represent? Some people like to go deep like that, but I love the simple characters of kawaii. It just makes me happy. It brings me so much joy. Now, I want to show a little bit of example of a very plain doodle, and then we can turn it into a kawaii character, right? So I'm going to draw lines, two lines parallel, just like this. And this is a very good example because you can really see the difference. And then another line over there. And then I'm going to draw a half circle, or it's almost like squarish, really. So I'm sure that you can already tell what I'm drawing here. And I'm going to draw a triangle, just like this. Yes, paper is okay. Yeah, whatever paper you have. And then, oops, sorry. I'm going to zoom it in so you can really see. And then I'm going to draw triangle, two triangle in the middle, just like that. And I'm going to draw a vertical line, two of those. So that's a pencil. We just doodled a pencil. Very simple, right? But now how do we turn this pencil into a kawaii character? Now I'm going to show you because this is the fun part. Now, kawaii means cute. So that means we're going to add some cute faces in here. Now, when we're drawing kawaii, the only thing that I try to avoid is too much of a pointy thing. So we don't want any sharp. So when you look at a triangle, it's edgy, there's sharpness in there. Now, think of a circle. When you think of a circle, you think cuddly, you think cute. So I think what I'm trying to say is you want to make your doodles a bit more on the rounder side. We want to avoid sharp and edge. Okay, so how can we turn the pencil into cute when there's like straight lines, pointiness of the pencil? This is the way to do it. Instead of sharp line or a straight line like this, we're going to do two diagonal like this. I'm going to show you first. Still, we're drawing, but instead of straight, it's almost kind of like a letter V, but not really because we're leaving a space here. Okay. And so we're going to draw another line first, another line like I did here, but not straight. Again, not straight. It's almost going to be like curved, slightly curved like this. Just like that. Okay. And so at the bottom, I'm going to draw a triangle or a letter V, but it's almost going to turn like, I'll show you. So I'm going to connect it here. I'm going to connect this one here. So I don't really have a pointy tip. So instead of a straight line, I'm going to draw another diagonal line like that. And I'm going to color this part in just like this, like that. Now this one, instead of a V, I'm going to draw you're right, the wiggly lines, or even a scallop will work. But I think I'm going to draw a wiggly line here. Just like that. And then I'll still draw the lines to connect it. You can draw 3 because we have a bit more space in here. And this one. And then I'm going to draw the eraser part my pencil, instead of a sharp, like almost like square, I'm going to make it really round, just like this. And then you can add your face here, this part, or over here at the bottom. It's going to be your choice. And the way I make things extra cuter is I like to add embellishments. So whether a star or a heart, it always adds charm to it. Extra cuteness, extra dose of kawaii. Just like that. So Taha is asking if this is still practice. Actually, I was showing you a part of the difference of drawing a whimsical, more like a simple doodle, and how to turn it into kawaii. Because I feel like you have to um, understand the whole idea of it, because there is nothing wrong with this doodle. This is good. This one is also good. So it's just subjective. Okay. So I want you to do how you see things in your head, but I want to also show you why it's done, because sharp, pointy is kind of like, ooh, we don't want that, pokey. And then if you think round, you turn everything into round shape, then it turns into kawaii and more cuddly and more cute. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, what we're trying to draw here today is actually these ones. So these were my favorite. I was creating this doodle and I was looking in my office. What are the things I can see in my office? I saw my laptop, I saw my paintbrushes, I saw a coffee cup, I saw my notebook, my favorite notebook, some paint palettes, and I have my milk tea. So, and of course, I added those embellishment, the stars, and like that. So everything just turned cute. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. So basically, you can do the pencil in there too. Remember, when well, see, that's why it is very subjective, Martina. Martina said the first one looked more kawaii, though. So, see, that's how you see it. You feel like the first pencil is more kawaii to you. The other people's are going to think, oh, the second one is look more kawaii to me. So, art is subjective that way. So, we should never, ever judge somebody else's art. Okay. So, that's very important. All right. So, now we're going to go do our laptop. And again, we started with the plain shapes. And I think I'm going to change my marker this time to a much more smaller. And then I'm just going to thicken it with this marker also. But I feel like I can draw much better with a finer tip like this. This is a super fine PITT artist pen. This is one of my favorite to draw and doodle also. Right, so here we go. We start with our laptop. The way we're going to start it with our laptop, you can do the sharp, just plain rectangle. If you want to make it look kawaii, like how I see kawaii in my head, I'll make the corners rounded instead of just sharp edge. So I'm going to draw. Oh, I don't think I have any more ink in this. Huh, I'm going to have to change it. So I start with a square. I think I want to make it a little bit rectangle. I'm going to change my marker. This is not working for me. All right. I think I'm going to put my laptop in the middle though. And then I'm going to draw around it also. So I'm going to draw, this one's better. So I'm just making it, adding some strokes to thicken the lines, to add more weight to the lines. Like that. Now you can design the laptop. You can add some clouds in here. You can add some rainbow. You can add some patterns inside. When I think about kawaii, I think about simplicity. Really think about, it's all about the shape, the kawaii faces that I include. I feel like the less, the better. But then again, everyone is different. So I'll have my laptop. Maybe I should add some patterns instead of just a simple heart in here. Let's see, maybe I can draw a cloud, half circles to draw my clouds. And notice how I'm doing everything one at a time. I'm not drawing like this. So I'm drawing one stroke at a time. So one half circle, one half circle, another one, and then another one. And then I'm going to draw for my rainbow. An arch, this, like that. I feel like I'm good with that. I can probably add a cute face inside my clouds. I'm going to draw 2 dots and a smile. This one is almost like squinting. The eyes is like so happy, overjoyed. Let's see. Zoom it. Oops. Sorry. Try and zoom it in. There we have it. Now the marker that I'm using is the Fudenosuke medium. This is another tip. This one has a flexible tip, which is my number one favorite. The second one is the super fine, the fine tip. And this has to be my first one, both the Fudenosuke hard and the Fudenosuke medium. I really love these new tips from Faber-Castell. And then I'm going to put a little bit of side here to show the body of the laptop. And I'm just going to connect it over there on the side. Just like that. Okay, now I'm going to fill this page with doodles. So for my paintbrush, I'm going to draw this in one stroke. I'm going to show you first before I draw it there. It's like this. One upside down, thicker on top, and it goes smaller like that. Okay, I'm going to repeat that one up and go smaller down there. Okay, you can also do the opposite, wider the bottom and then thinner on top. But this is going to be the body of my brush, like this. And this is like a teardrop shape, just like that. Okay, so that's my brush. That's my first brush at least, because I'm going to fill this in with cute characters. Just like that. And then from here, I'm going to go bring it up. Stop right there. Just like a raindrop or a teardrop shape. Bring that down. See how my lines are slightly curved and not just straight line. I'm almost following just the shape of that teardrop, right? And then I'm going to draw a cute face in here again. It's like this. Right, then I think I need to adjust this. I'm going to draw another brush, but it's kind of like over here. So I'm going to, instead of hurting my hand, I'm going to move my notebook like this. Like that. This. And then I'm going to draw that teardrop again. So these are round brushes. We're going to draw some flat brush also. And then this time, I'm going to draw this one, but I'm going to add some pattern or some lines, diagonal lines inside my brush. And then I'm going to add the face, the kawaii face here instead of in the body of the brush. Here's another cute face. You draw a much larger eyes like this, that. And then I'm going to go zoom it in so you guys can see the details of this one. Diane, if you want to have the same drawing, yes, you have to do the teardrop. Or if you want to have a flat brush, then you can just draw like 2 triangles, which is I'm going to do next. So if you want to follow this next one, I'm just going to add some lashes right there. And then I'm going to draw it's almost like a smirky smile, like that. And then the way I'm going to do the lines, I'm going to have to break my lines in here when it comes to the face. So it doesn't cover my eyes. I'm going to break it in portion, just where the face is. Just like that. And I think I'm going to add one more here. Just so I can fill. It's kind of like it shows more bristles. Like that. It's cute enough for me. Ta-da. Right. My next one would be, let's zoom it out just a little bit. Oops, too much zoom out. Sorry. There we go. Now I'm going to add a paint palette, or I also a paint bottle, and then I can have the palette in here so it's long, but I'll have a paint tube also. That will work. I think that's going to be cute. So I want my paint tube to almost like it's going to be here. So it's slanted. So remember when we did the pencil, it's almost like that. So we draw. I want the body to be here and I want the opening of the tube to be here. So it's going to be narrow on top and then goes wider at the bottom. All right. So like this. And just like that. Like this. On the side. Just like that. Then I'm going to draw lines inside. I'm going to take it off my sketchbook. It's much better to draw when it's like flat. Just like that. We can draw the cap, or we can have it where it's like there's a paint coming out. I think that's going to be cute. And then we can draw the cap here on the sides. So from here, remember when we're drawing kind of like free form, free flowing lines, that's what I'm going to do with the paint, because I want it to almost like it's splattered everywhere. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm just going to take this slow. The key to this one is to make things slow, to do things slow. So I'm just going to draw like almost like that wiggly line that we practiced. Like this. And it goes smaller. It goes back in there. Like that's the paint. Then I'll have the tube over here. Just like that. That's our tube. I'm going to draw lines going down. That's the cap. That's not the tube. That's the cap. Exactly, right? It's like how a toothpaste comes out. That's true. And then we can add now a little bit of kind of like smaller teardrops where it's almost like there's a bit smaller parts of the paint that's like scattered everywhere, like that. So instead of teardrops, you can do imperfect circles like what I'm doing, or if you want that small teardrop, just like this one. And I always like to do things in threes. So I have a little bit of that, and I'll have something here too. Just like that. And this is going to look so cute later. Now I'm going to draw almost like a rainbow, but it's not really a rainbow where it's just one arch. It's almost going to be like a wiggly line also, just like this. I'm just following that shape and it goes down just like that. It's like there's a little pattern inside it. Then now I can draw a cute face here. I probably make it kind of like, because it's like splattered everywhere. So the face is going to be like just lines like this. So just a short horizontal line. Then I'm going to put a circle underneath. And I'm going to put it where it's like almost looking to the side, kind of like that. So both sides. And then, of course, the face would be like, do we want it like sad or like smirking or just plain bleh, like this? It's almost like, just like that. It's gonna look so cute. Oh my gosh. It's so cute. Now I want to add the paint palette in here, maybe. Can we? Or maybe we should draw another paint tube in there. I don't know. I think I'm gonna close this one here. Maybe a paint palette, a smaller one. All right, but then it's gonna go have the same size and the same shape as our laptop. I think I'm gonna do it here though. I cannot decide. Vivian, if you're done drawing, you can definitely start coloring. If you think like this is all I want to do today, definitely start coloring now. You can do so. Okay, I think I'm going to start. I'm going to do a small palette in here. It's almost like slanted. I think also what's going to give your drawing some characters is not just they're not just straight, so look at this. Some are slanted like this, some are slanted here. So we want to balance it where we have something slanted also on this side, right? So we can definitely draw another tube here, like a smaller paint tube maybe. So just a smaller one. And then I'm just going to repeat what I did earlier, just like it. And to be more creative with this one, instead of doing what we did there, I'm just going to draw a circle. Look at this. I don't have a perfect circle. And I'm okay with that because this is doodling, because we didn't practice, we didn't sketch first. So we're like straight on with our markers. This is strength. All right. And I'm going to draw a heart inside. Just like that. This one will have a cap on. Like this. So that's one paint tube. And then I can start filling later, maybe. We can draw a brush that's slanted here and it's facing down. So we're basically just, this is playing. This is pure playing what we're doing right now. Close that in, add another one. Now I want to decide if I want to make this a flat brush. I think I want to make it like a fan brush, right? So you draw just like that one. Instead of one straight, I'm going to draw slightly curving, and then I'm going to draw those little triangles to kind of like show the gaps of the bristles. Those are just to add character to your drawing. And instead of one straight lines, I'm drawing like broken lines. And again, that just adds character. And I'm going to draw where it's almost like there's paint from this. So again, my teardrop. And we can have it like where there's paint. Oh no, the laptop is going to have a bit of paint. This is going to be a disaster. Just like that. Was I drawing? All right, here we go. And then I'm just going to draw some stars in here. For the face. And you can start drawing kawaii faces in here too. Now, once you start adding colors in this one, I think the key to having it not super crazy busy, again, but then this is just my personal preference. I like to limit my color in 3 colors or 4 at least. But then that's what's going to make it not overwhelming, and also it's going to look much better because you don't, your eyes are not distracted with all too much colors in here. And I'll show you that because I'm going to choose 3 colors to color in all this doodles that we created. Now I want to draw the paint palette in here. I'm going to draw a little faster just so I can finish up. And this is almost like, yes, you're right, the shape of the laptop. Again, rounding my corners so I don't have any sharp. I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 3 circles inside. And then I'm just going to draw like this. Just part of that packaging. And I'm going to draw broken lines inside. Just like that. And I'm going to draw like the splatters also. Like that. But you can choose to not add face in there because this tube doesn't have a face, you know, so mix and match and things like that. Then I want to add, we're almost done, my coffee cup, because every time I create, I always have a cup of coffee with me. So I have that stretched oval. And draw this, then I'm going to follow in the shape. Just like this one. Another half circle. Just like that. I feel like I could have done this better, but then again, remember the doodling sometimes is the process is much more important than the final outcome or the final result. Just like that. And then there's splatters also because it's the coffee. So we do get splatters from my coffee too. And what it does is that it just ties everything together. You can also draw here where it's almost like there's a paint dripping from there. And then I can draw some stars around. to do all my embellishments, and some stars in here too. Imperfect stars, as a matter of fact. And then I can draw some other type of stars, kind of like that, sparkles. Then I can draw like imperfect circles just to fill those areas. This, just like that. Fill this part right here. And this will fill that spaces, and that will also tie everything together. I'm going to draw this little sparkle in here, just like that. Dots. Like this. I'm going to draw dots in here. That. I think I don't have enough embellishment down here, so I'm going to draw a sparkle there as well. Okay, so when it comes to colors, like what I've mentioned, I only like to use 3 or 4. And so it is a big decision to decide what colors to use, because you're like, I want to use everything. I feel like everything is going to look so cute in here. However, I think today I'm going to choose just 4. I need yellow for sure because I have stars. So maybe a pink, an orange, a yellow, and a teal color. Even green would look really nice. Maybe these colors. I don't like this terracotta colors. I'm going to use a brighter orange. So these are the colors. Like that. So the notebook look is almost just like the laptop, honestly. So you can just draw instead of a wide. So you just draw this one like this. So that's the base of your notebook. You can either make your spiral on top or on the side. And the way I would do that, I would just draw circles so I would know where to place my spirals. So draw the small circles first, just like that. And then I'd go in and then do my spiral and then follow it down. So it's just letter C. All right. Then you have your spirals like that. And then you can start adding in your line if this is the inside of your notebook, or you can draw a cover design for your notebook. Just like that. And that's your notebook. And then you can draw the face. I love this squinting. I don't know. I mean, I like that kind of like grumpy face too, but every time I would look at my kawaii characters, what makes me smile is their faces. They're just such a joy to look at. It just makes me look so happy. All right, so colors. Have you guys decided what colors you want to use? I feel like we need another color. This is going to be tough for my brushes. Maybe we need blue. So everything cute. I'm going to pull up blue also. So now we have 5. Okay, I'm limiting to 5. Okay, 5. All right, so we want to use all these colors. So these are the PITT Artist pens. If I want to use my, my fun sketch markers here, we can do that too. These are fun. I want to use this so you guys can see it, what it looks like to color with alcohol markers, okay? So I'm going to choose the same color. What do we have here? I'm just going to put it on the side so we can go fast. Okay, I guess my colors are going to change, but I'm still going to use the blue. I have pink. What kind of pink? I feel like this pink is too dark, but all right, sure. We'll need the yellow. And then I feel like this green is too light also for what I wanted. But you know what? We're going to be okay. No, I don't like it. I feel like I don't like that blue. Okay, we're good. Where's our doodle? Okay, we're going to go color it. Now, the reason why I love the alcohol markers because the way they blend in the paper. It's so smooth, kind of like when it's like cartoons when it's over. And I'm going to finish this because I want you guys to see it. I know, right? I need the periwinkle too. Diane, you're right. We need brown for the coffee, but then we can make it green, kind of like green tea. Okay, I'm going to start with one color and go across with all the stars first. I'll start with the stars. And then I'm gonna let me see if I can zoom this in a bit more. Nope, that's this. That's it. All right. Okay then. Now the only problem with alcohol markers is that they bleed through. They do. Um, and so it really takes a special marker. I mean, not a marker, a special paper, but even all the marker pads that you see at Michael's, they will still bleed through. So when you use your alcohol markers, just know that you will not be able to use the other side of the page unless of course you use some acrylic paint to cover it, paint something in there, then you can use the back page. But me knowing that, okay, when I use my alcohol markers, I know that it's going to bleed through. Look at that. So that's the only thing. So now I have all the yellows. I'm going to go with my pink and I'm going to start coloring all the areas that, oh, this is so deep. I don't like this pink at all, but there's nothing I can do now. Wah. Da 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 da. I think I'm gonna switch to this color, the periwinkle. I don't like that pink at all. It's too dark. Maybe I'll use it for accents. Oh, this is the aqua marker. I'm gonna show you the difference of what I am talking about. I'm gonna use, this is another marker, guys. See, the body is gray. This is how you're going to know that this one is the sketch marker or the alcohol marker. And the body with the light gray is the aqua marker, the one that you can blend with water. I don't know why I have that on my, this is the sketch marker. But this is a good example because then you're going to see what I'm talking about with the alcohol markers. You're going to see how it's going to blend. Now I have all different colors in here, guys. Just going to be careful. I might not be able to finish it. Our time is done already, but that was a whole lot of fun doodling with you. I hope that you enjoyed our playtime together. Um, I think with everything else, when we do all these classes every week, we do lettering classes, we do play with different mediums with watercolors. Um, I think with everything, consistency, being consistent is the key to everything. Like you've seen us draw this whole page right here of using the same strokes over and over, but we made different characters, right? So it's just start with a simple stroke or a simple line. I want you to notice how this blended in the paper. See that you can see the strokes and all that. Notice how the alcohol markers are. They're so smooth. And I didn't be careful. I was not careful at all with my strokes. I was just kind of like adding here and there. But the way they blend in the paper, it's almost like it gets absorbed and it's smoothing things out for you. So it looks so much better. Looks so much better. Now, the only problem, like what I said, is that it's going to bleed through on the back of the page. But this is it. I mean, I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I mean, I won't be able to finish the whole thing, but at least we were able to finish the whole doodle because that was a whole lot. And I'm so glad that we were able to finish that. I think cool tones are perfect. Look how beautiful this is. I wish I have a lighter pink, but I don't. And so I'm just gonna use a gray, but you're not probably gonna see it. But light gray, like light mid color, a light lilac color, and a teal. Look at this combination right here. That's just so cute. Don't like that I used this aqua markers because they were on my desk. Ugh, shame on me. So I can do the green here, show you, to pretend like it's a green tea and color the spill just like this. And then I'll use my gray to color my cup. Oh, the alcohol markers, they blend so beautiful. And if you're not a careful colorer, is that like me? I kind of like go on scribbles and all that. The alcohol markers will smoothen everything out for you. The way it's going to blend and be dispersed and spread out in the paper, it's just beautiful. It's gorgeous. I think I'm going to use this color right here, the powder, for my body of the brush, but I'm almost done and we're almost done too. I won't be able to finish it, unfortunately. And I messed it up with that purple. I'm not very happy with that, but it's so darn cute. Everything's so cute. I just want to finish a few things in here so I can show you what it looks like when you have very limited color, but everything is matching and looks good. It goes well together like that. So as simple as that. I'm going to use the gray for my brush. And I'm going to use the way these markers blend also is so beautiful. I'm going to try and blend the aqua 240 and the light magenta so I can show you. You can create like beautiful ombre. So I'll start with my aqua. I'll go in here with this color next because it comes with a clear blending brush. So I'm just kind of like tapping into the light magenta color, and I'll start blending here. So we'll have like a flawless blending. Ah, so pretty. Bless me.
Hey Lay, how do
Look
you
at that.
clean the blending brush? Do you clean the blending brush after you're done
Oh,
using?
it's just a clear blending brush. It's actually, if you get the set of 24, it comes with a clear blending brush. So the clear blending brush is just a clear, colorless. This is it. Maybe we can like that. So even if I got a little bit of that purple in there, what all I'm going to do is kind of like grab another piece of paper and then start coloring it. And then that color, just look at that. It's almost gone. So no more color. Oops. So there. So you don't see because it's colorless. So what it does, it's just an alcohol ink to use it to blend two colors together. So this one is what we created. We created that beautiful gradient, that blend right there. But look at that. It looks like cartoons. And then we didn't even finish. But thank you guys so much for joining in. I might finish this behind the camera after we hang up because it's so cute. I think I want to put it in my journal and use it it's kind of like a dashboard or a cover page for my journal. But anyways, thank you guys so much for joining in today. I hope that that was fun, and I hope that you've picked up a lot of tips and tricks. I think just doing the exercises alone and explaining to you and showing to you how, we did everything right here by just doing simple shapes and putting them together to create this beautiful doodle in here. And doodle for fun. Remember, the process is more important than the final outcome. That's doodling for you. And the more you practice, the more you get better, the more you have brain and hands and brain coordination, and everything's just going to get better. So I hope that this inspire you to just keep creating. Don't give up. Sometimes it doesn't always come out perfect the first time, but the second to third is always going to be better than the first. But stay creative and stay happy. I'll talk to you guys soon. I hope to see you next week in our next class. Bye, everybody.